Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In the last part we were working on the main story and we did some helping around the Rocker's Reach. And now, Token of Faith. Damn it all, where could they have got to? Pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice, you haven't seen a Ward of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground as if a certain bloody fool dropped it? I'd been him. I had it this morning. That much I know for certain, and I've not left the Reach since, so it's gotta be around here somewhere. If you've got a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? I spent time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. As for me, I'll search around the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know, and I could just as easily buy another, but even so, please, help me find it. Okay. Sure. There it is, Ward of the Destroyer. At least there one is. Oh, at least I don't have to go all the way back. Oh my gosh. Only halfway back. It's small mercy. I'll take small mercies. I swear, I've searched high and low and just won't turn up. Well, you didn't really search that hard, did you? Seven Hills, that's the one! That's my lucky ward! You're a godsend, sister. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received the blessing of the monks. And then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground, the mad bastard. And after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. But I still keep to the old ways, as do many others, and when my son is born, I'll teach him the stories in the scripture as my mother taught me. Okay, bye. That was basically a side quest that got kind of put into the main story. That's essentially what we've been doing, is side quests that have the main story experience give. Crossing the Volodina. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, Arya, I hear you've been keeping busy. Ah, I bet she has, and we thank her for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed a minute ago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castor and Velodina to General Alden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castrum Orient before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That's a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I will wait for you at the pass, but not. Excuse me, not too long. I suspect Crown and Ishtala will wish to remain here to support the Chirurgeons, but nevertheless, we should go and ask them. But that's on the other side of the area. Fine. I can't just jump on these. Jerks. Is aught amiss? I see, that would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. The joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive and attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support. As was the case with Ishgard, however, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalves. This is war, and every son must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight. For Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. It will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Baelsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the risk of repeating myself, I am of course of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilbert's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes, I am still wholly committed to this cause. For it is ultimately the self-same cause I have served since I first pledged to serve Master Louis Swat and the Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea by any means necessary. That said, shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Amphilia, and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Ishtola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Arya, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Ebon, the woman who slew Guys Van Baelsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look at you as a hero and heap great expectations upon your shoulders, but you, like every scion, must decide for yourselves. I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. To be frank, Alfie, this isn't my fight, but I'll do what I must. I see. Well, it pains me to hear you speak thus. I am grateful for your candor. There was a time when you would have kept such thoughts to yourself. Take care, Ishtola, Crow, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Please, I would ask that you remain here by Comrade's side. We should go, or Minago will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Arya? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Orients would seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I'm sure I can convince Minago to wait a little longer. What? Is it because I chose the ridiculous option, Alfie? Alfie! Being ridiculous. Come on. Trying to be lighthearted and all this serious talking, like, oh, so serious. So you will be accompanying us. Well, glad am I to hear it. Not like I had a choice. I had nothing else to do. All set? Excellent. Then let's be off. Luckily, I can just teleport over to the Castramorians. And right in front of me, there's Robon. Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come at Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Breach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Alamegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, and more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather comrades eager to strike while the iron is hot? Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Velodina. Capture Velodina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east towards the capital. There is no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Guardians learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Camp's proposal. Tell them to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Velodina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness. I would know this one's. If there is no objection, General, might the Scions join Marshal Tarapin? By all means. If that is all, let's be about it. Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. Whilst aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would like to proceed. 45, huh? Yeah. Question marks! In Crimson, it began. Thank you for volunteering to join me. This should be fairly straightforward. This should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond the East End, just north of Veladina. Let's hope there's not an A rank sitting outside the gates here, like there often seems to be. I'm sure there is. Actually, it's not here. I am actually quite shocked. It loves to be there. I think I do want to go down here. Oh, hey. That's the achievement fate, the evil seed. That is the achievement fate. 581 south. Yeah, it's doable. Okay. I'm like half following the path and half not. 448 south. This also is going to lead me right into that boss fight. Hey, level 61 stuff. That's right, we are in 61 stuff now. So yeah, there is the achievement fate of the area. Harness. Evil seed. Okay, it should be down here somewhere. 248 southwest. Okay. Be able to see it here soon. So the S-rank hunt in this area, these Diakos are part of spawning it. And also the Leshies that are like way up here. Kill 100 of them each. Okay, what the heck? Where is this thing? 16 to the north. It's up there. Gosh dang it. I was like under it. There it is. But yeah, so these Diakos and also the Leshies themselves are used in spawning the S-rank of this area. Anyway, now I have to get out of here. I think I know how. Will this tell me east? Yeah, okay, I can't get that one. That's fine then. I think it's just those two for the S-rank. I haven't spawned this one too much just because it is a lot of killing. So now we're gonna say hello to this boss fate again. I'm so surprised I haven't seen that. Fine. There is that is a really big Iron Colossus over there. Yeah, music tells you that this is a boss fate. Anything coming in? 494 east, yeah, I cannot get. Oh my gosh. Those areas are too big to go on foot or without flying. But here we are. Making sure. Yeah, same one. Oh look! And there is another solo instance. Just like so. It's ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for a long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready in the event a passing patrol stumbles upon us, or worse. Upon reconnoitering Castel and Villadina, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Wow, it's really early to get that warning. That's normally, like, late expansion stuff, not level 61. But okay.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Rhalga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Give them no quarter!
You! Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine! Meffred! Hells take you!
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells! It's him! It's Zenos!
The Viceroy? Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty. Ah, a magical barrier. Alas. It will not save you.
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
Cryle!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught.
Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Alright, duty commence. God help us, they're killing everyone! We have to stop them while there's still something left to save. Alright, we need to find our comrades while also saving resistance
It's
here.
all over now!
Of course, I am back without my awesome shoulder tackle. So, let's take out these Imperials. Nothing really much to note about them. I'm missing some fancy spell effects from Cryle here. Pippin, you are locking down the team. There are others who need us. Imperials came from nowhere, started cutting people down left and right. Reinforcements are on the way. Spread the word. Should keep moving. Confound it! Nothing for it but to fight. Clove for Fen, it's a bloodbath. Remember, we're here to save the lives. Defend the hostages. I did that all at once, but then I couldn't read, so we almost did it. Oh! I got a Reaper to take on. Now that I have a friend. Not like this. Yeah, so definitely want to save that there. There's another one over this way. let's go ahead and take it on. Before that straggler dies on us. I don't want that. Don't do that. Frogger, watch over and keep you. These monsters, these people had surrendered. It's not too late for the others. We must hurry.
For the glory of the flames!
Okay there, Pippin. Oh, apparently I'm taking on the Blaze Wolf. Got it. I was just trying to save a straggler, honestly. What I was really doing. Oh my god. It takes all those people to kill one while I'm here like, well-de-da-de-da, taking on, you know, half the army that they sent. Brothers. They took Lise and the others deeper inside. You've got... There they are! We are not too late. Oh, hey, it's Perdola. Well, a rescue party, is it? We'll see about that.
Rebel scum!
I've got Perdola on me, don't I? I'm also gonna drag Perdola around with me as I take on all these other enemies so that I can get everyone else on Perdola too. As well, that's how this goes. Can you stop doing that, please? I'm trying to take on your friend. I said, please stop doing that. Do you listen to me? No. Alright, yeah. Now I have everyone else on here. God, what the seven hells are you? A warrior of light, who else? Who else would I be?
What took you so long? Alpha, no, I need your help. My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Me? Do I have to? But do I have to? Hello, if we kill him now, here and now, we can end this. But I'm doing like no damage to him. It's like a small issue. I don't know if y'all would agree, but I'm doing like no damage. I have no need to travel.
Be gone!
How's the Travity? So he's gonna do a big stun. He's gonna knock the others out and also do a royal ton of damage to me. You yet stand. Mayhap.
Give me something to remember.
You have potential. So I need to take out one of these. Ideally multiple pull out. Okay, I probably should pick out that one. We're about to go. So yeah, we basically have to survive. That's what the whole deal with this one is. We have to survive. And we also have to do at least a little bit of damage to him. We cannot just run around like a chicken. I don't know how much exactly, but yeah, we have to do damage to him. Better, but lacking nevertheless. Uh-oh. Check out this swell here. No! Ow. I don't know if I've done enough damage, but I have to play chicken a little bit too because I don't have much healing right now. Just saying. Oh, that was not good. That was a little messy of me. By a little, I mean a lot messy. I should have gone for them sooner.
Don't stop
I
now.
want to say 95 is good enough, but I might be wrong. I don't know the exact number I need to get through here. Another constant gravity, this time with no stun. Okay, I can heal. As long as I can hit. I'm having a few accuracy issues. Wow, so this is level 70. I seem to... Let's see if I misjudged you. This ends now. I think it's safe to say this one's gonna stun me. And down for the count. We did it! We survived! There's level 70 and I am not level 70. Not even unsynced to my level 70. I probably would have stood a better chance if I was unsynced. Let's be honest.
Pathetic.
Seven hells.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lass?
I think my pride might have taken a knock.
There's no ordinary foe could best the likes of you.
Well, he was level 70 and I was level 63. What do you expect?
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work.
So I want to say, if you are a healer in this instance, there's actually a special line right there. They actually finally recognize that you are a healer in an instance and be like, are you just gonna stand there? Are you gonna help? Or something like that. It's one of the few times I actually recognize, like, oh, you're a healer. Doing this.
The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise? Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Oh, hey, speaking of the S rank, it's actually up right now, so I'm gonna be right back. See if I can make it. I'm only level 67, but I'm gonna try and make this one because it's here. And I was literally just talking about this S rank before that instance. I can see it. I just need to not aggro well anything. I'm gonna get owned. I got owned when I was on this thing. I've been level 70 blue mage. So yeah, so this is it, Donbara. As I was just talking about, you spawn it by killing 100 of the Leshies and Diakas in the area. I don't think I'm gonna get proper credit for this because I am only 67, so I'm gonna stay back here. I can't even change to another job because this is my highest level 1. Shoot. I think I'm just gonna have to punch it and then run the heck out. It's probably my plan. Probably my plan. Okay, so yeah, let's punch. Punch. GTFO! Oh god. I got hit by something. That was over half my health on one hit. So yeah, White Breath, this is sorta like Hydra. Sorta. It's gonna do a bunch of poisons if you get hit by White Breath. And non-assunable poison. As you can see, Dragana's getting a little bit wrecked right now. Dragana is definitely getting owned right now. Another White Breath. Yeah, so 100 Leshies, 100 Diakas. I think it's just those two that spawn this. It's kind of funny if this actually did spawn, like as I was talking about it. I didn't think it was. Oh god! Help! Help! This proximity. I was far enough away. I didn't die horribly. Some people did. Not me, though. I'm far enough away. I am playing chicken. Mucus Spray. This is a very unforgiving donut AoE. You have to be, like, basically underneath it to not get hit by Mucus Spray there. Or pretty far out. More people getting hit by poison. I would be doing more if I didn't... I literally walked in and took more than half my health. So no, I'm not fighting it any further. You know what happens when I fight level 77? Yes! I got credit! I got credit. Alright, let's get back to Rogger's Reach. Get back to what I was doing. Now that the music is still all super sad here. So yeah. That was Udambara that I was literally talking about, like, 35 minutes ago. Wow. Which means it was probably actively being worked on when I was talking about it, or about to be. You did well, Arya. You saved lives. And then you went to go kill an S-rank and then come back, but, you know, story will pause for that, right? No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can do for the wounded. Every minute counts. Yeah, every minute counts so much. That could go kill I could go punch you, Dumbara. Anyway, the fires fade. See to the wounded area. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Wow. Harsh. Mefford lies motionless. Having breathed his last, clenched in his fists, is a small charm which I take for safekeeping. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. Really? That was an entire quest? Okay. Also got a little bit lucky that Udambara spawned in an area I could reach. If it spawned in an area I couldn't reach, then I probably wouldn't have gone. But hey. Nago, Mefford, where are you? This is... He's dead, isn't he? Mefford was a worrier, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 moms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know he sent his men in Quarimal away because he thought they were fighting for him and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be a leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive. Not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kim. There never is. Who stands, who falls, in the heat of the battle, we can do but our best. We can but do our best. As he did. Mefford will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me, I had high hopes for him as well. Camera. Hi. No! No, not Psycho! Gosh dang it! Why? Bereft of hearth and home. Our defeat was no near thing. It was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. We cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survive whom we must think of now. Rhalgr's reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they can return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken in a chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. How about this other quest that's right over here? Mother's boy. There's something I'd ask of you, lass. I joined the resistance against my mother's wishes. She awaits me back in my hometown. I'm lucky to still be here after that last battle, and I don't want to take her love for granted anymore. Please, deliver this bandana to Mother in Alanagana on my behalf. And tell her that I said thank you. I want her to know I understand why she objected to me joining the fight against the Empire. Alright, that's just a simple turn in, but I'm sure there are... Oh, actually only one more here. Forgive me, but it is imperative I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. Would not have our people dying en route. I will assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Alright, so we just have to search this area. There's one. 2 and 3. It's inside, isn't it? What are they doing to that poor man? Like patting down his leg and patting down his neck? Oh, this way. Lieutenant Ariana, Marshal Taro Pin said you might have something for me? He'll be praised. It should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. Ishtol and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by your side the entire time. Thank you, Cryo. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castromorians. Divide and conquer. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated, and this state will not be mounting an assault in Castel and Valadina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castromorians. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. Alright, so Rodon is still here, and where is that quest? Up there? Okay, we're taking this route for once. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We've completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Zenos and his men returned straight ways to Specula Imperatorius after quitting the place. It would seem he lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool will turn his back and walk away. But Zenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castromorians. We can discuss our path forward there. Alright. Now I need to return to Castromorians, except we still have the side quest here. Of course. Of course. Hard blow. Could you lend me a hand? I rushed here after hearing that Rogger's Reach had been attacked by the Empire, bringing all the goods I could carry with me. One of the weapons I brought was a blowgun. I think I have a fairly useful tool, but none of the resistance fighters seem to agree. Could you help me show them how handy it can be? I know it will serve them well in their fight. They simply do not realize it yet. Please meet me by the targets I have set up. Where are they? Right down there. I've prepared 4 targets for you. Hit them all to show how splendid a weapon the blowgun is. Make sure to first choose your target before blowing with all your might. So this is a thing they introduced in Stormblood. Is this like little first-person thingy where you actually have to do stuff. Oh, there's another one. So yeah, scroll bar, zoom. I think we've done like scouting like this, but we haven't really interacted like so. Maybe I'm wrong, but it definitely gets used a bit more starting in Stormblood. Oops. Oh, there it is. Absolute perfection. The Resistance fighters were transfixed by your display. If one is able to get close enough to an enemy, they could use the blowgun to shoot a poison dart right into their neck. It can really be handy in the right situation. I got the idea from an Alamegan I met in the Black Shack. He said he'd seen some locals hunting with it and wondered if the Resistance couldn't find a use for it. Just goes to show you don't need to pick up a sword to fight against the Empire. We all have our own parts to play. Alright, let's head over to Alagana. I see a quest. Why? I think it says up, right? Yeah, it does. Have we met? Why, this is my boys. Has something happened to him? Thank heavens, he is still safe. I tried to dissuade him from joining the Resistance, but he would not listen. With a big fight, and he wound up sneaking out in the dead of night. It is a way off my mind to learn that he does not resent me. However, the fact he has returned this bandana means he intends to continue fighting. If his resolve is truly that strong, then there is a little chance of me convincing him to come home. We'll continue to pray for his safe return. Why is there another quest? It's not supposed to be another quest. Of rats and the men. Well, you don't look like a Garlean, assuming I'm correct. Could you help me with a little pest problem? Ever since the Empire outlawed the practice of all religions, I've been unable to pray at Hidden Tier. Instead, I decided to create a spot to the southwest where I could mourn the dead in secret. Problem is, whenever I leave offerings of food for the deceased, those blasted robber rats gobble them up for themselves. That is why I've created this. One whiff of it and those pests will be on their way. Though, make sure to be on your guard. Some of the more aggressive rats may attack you instead. Alright. Saint Slayer. So yeah, it's an current quest. Fancy yourself as our village's savior, do you? If you truly mean what you say, I've a mind to introduce you to someone. His name's Sayer. Used to be one of the quarry's finest workers, he did. He keeps fighting the good fight to restore Alagana to its former glory, but I do worry the toll it must be taking on a man of his years. Have a chat with him if you're interested in helping. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more of the villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another one of his speeches, I see. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor, I ask you? It's high time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. Some of you may be too young to remember, but the quarry used to mean everything to this village. Holy hells, when is this little cadre gonna stop harping on about the good old days? Time to open your eyes, you deaf bugger. Time's long since passed when we could sell a stone here for a decent amount of gil. It's about time you face the facts. There's no point to be had sweating away your life in some bloody quarry. I'd be better served going out and hunting my own food. Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be giving up on the village itself. Even the hardest of rocks will break if you keep chiseling away at it. Life's the same. Grandfather, that's enough. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot, but there's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do any good. Sweet love. Well, what do you bloody expect with that attitude? No one's gonna work to improve things when even my own granddaughter has next to no motivation. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. We can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past and those we salvaged from ruined buildings. Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry, or only monsters. It's about time you realize that we're lucky just to be alive these days. Come on, grandfather, let's go home. Plastic girl understands nothing. Of course, everything's going to seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. And who in the hells are you, anyway? I ain't doing this for your amusement. I'm indeed the Sarah you speak of. Ragenfrid sent you my way, you say. Arya, was it? So you're the last we had to thank for saving Morkrata? I can tell you're more fire in your belly than this entire village. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not as crazy as those buggers think me. Alagana owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were solid and pleasing to the eye to boot. We even supplied the stone used to build the palace. Those were the days. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought stone structures barbaric, favoring their cold, tasteless, metallic buildings instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh. The final blow to our way of life came when Garlemald began recruiting our youth for their own army. We lost just as many to the rebel cause. With no one left to tend to our quarry, it slowly fell to ruin and is now overrun with beasts. The few of us that remain have been left to eke out a living using any means we can. I swear on Rogger's very name, if we could just take back the sleeping stones, this whole village would brim with vitality again. I just need something that proves the bees are gone from the quarry, then the villagers will surely see fit to help me restore it to its former glory. I know this is a lot to ask of a complete stranger. Wouldn't be the first time. But it's not as if I'm spoiled for choices right now. Would you be able to rid the quarry of those damn monsters and bring me back to Earl of Solstones? I'll be forever in your debt. I mixed up those words, but good enough. Alright, so that's way up there, and... God. They're on opposite ends of the map! Oh god, how do we get up there again? I don't remember. Is it like over here? This is what happens when you fly everywhere. God, I don't remember. Obviously we cannot climb a waterfall right now. Somewhere there's a way up there. It's been a long time, okay? Oh my gosh. Maybe? I think we're on the right path now. Anything nearby? 06. That might be doable, but it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, this is how you get up here. Ay, 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 ay. So I need to avoid these root suits. Yep, went to these now. They're definitely a reference to a certain Final Fantasy VI boss. Definitely. For now. Let's just avoid them. I guess I'm going more north than east right now, aren't I? So continuously trekking doesn't really accomplish much. This is that Buckaboo? Looks bigger. Hey, it's Buckaboo, my old friend! I keep finding you. So that's it's a path up there. It's up there, isn't it? No, that's just a little sightseeing log. Oh gosh. Alright, so we got an Earlith here. Avoid. Oh yeah, Dragana got a little bit destroyed, didn't she? I kind of threw her at the dumper. I'm sorry, Dragana. Alright. So that's 2. While we're here, we may as well finish up. Well, specifically, by finish up, I mean find this dang ether current. And I'm gonna get a ride over to the west because, oh my god. I'm not walking all the way back. I think it's over here. Yeah, 114 west. It's over here. It's in this. So here's the Sleeping Stones, the place we were actually supposed to kill Earlith, but yeah. Hunts can spawn up here. There's, I think, 2 spawn points up here? Oh, hello, I'm about to walk right in front of you. I think there's 1 or 2 spawn points up here. It's a little awkward to be using that Firebird. Ugh. Okay, this is a much more reasonable amount for size. So there was a sightseeing log up here, right? Yeah, let's job swap real quick. Just 'cause I don't want to dump. Trying to avoid dumping some experience onto Monk there. So that's like 63,000. Alright. Let's get over here. Use some brown liquid. I don't even want to know what this is. Looking at, yeah, southeast. Hi. This was on cooldown timer shared with whatchamacallit. Little rubber rats. Not quite the rat I was expecting, to be honest. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be new side quests over in Castrum Oriens too. Knowing my luck. Let's first report the Sayer. As long as this doesn't unlock a chain of quests, that would suck. Nice to see you returned. It'd be even nicer if you happen to be in possession of certain stones. Yes, this is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time in showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. No, what did I say about being a chain? As stubborn as stone. Right, time to present these soul stones to the village. Let them know that the Sleeping Stones is ready to be restored. Although it's been quite some time since anyone here truly lent me their ear, would you mind gathering the villagers for me? Of course. Retro gone? Excellent news. Now I can speak with my son again. I lost my boy to a quarrying accident some time ago. He pushed me out of the way when a bunch of rocks suddenly fell down on us. He was buried so deep, we never even found his body. I couldn't stand the idea of him being forgotten, so I went ahead and built a grave for him near the area where the accident happened. Not a day goes by when I don't wish he had saved himself. He still had his whole life ahead of him. Thank you for all of your help. It brings me some solace to know that I can still talk with my son from time to time. Good. You did the correct thing and not give me another quest. What did you just say? Did my grandfather put you up to this? Ugh, it sends me mad sometimes. My apologies that I bothered you with this kind adventure. Would you mind if I asked your name? Well, Arya, you have my thanks for humoring the wild ramblings of an old man. I'll make sure to tell him again that he needs to stop bothering strangers with his fantasies. Was that the old fart saying he wants to restore the quarry? Like, I haven't heard that before. You might have been able to single-handedly take on a group of Earlers, but most of us aren't heroes of legend. What do you suggest we do should the beast return? Or are you planning not to give up adventure and become the quarry's prairie own protector? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm far from interested. There's no point placing the village's future in the hands of a dead industry. Honestly, how many people do you know they're desperate to get their hands on stone these days? Serious time would be better spent working out how to sell off all the leftover rocks we already have cluttering Elegana. Back from spreading the good word, are you? Cannot wait to see the looks on their mugs when they have a gander at these soul stones. Grandfather, let's stop this, shall we? No one's going to come. You'd be better served heading home and having a nap. And you say I'm the one spouting nonsense. I know what this is. You've banded together with all the others that think me mad, haven't you? How can you even think such things? I only have your best interest at heart, Grandfather. The fact of the matter is that you can quarry as much as you want. There's no one willing to buy the spoils, and it's meaningless. You're not as young as you once were, and this fool's errand is doing your health no favors. Can't bear to watch you waste your life away any longer. Fool's errand? Consider it foolish to work towards a brighter future for Alagana? Hurry, tell me, do you share my granddaughter's opinion? I need to hold back. I think she may be right. I expected more from the woman who saved Warkrata. I suppose it was foolish of me to think an outsider would understand what quarrying means to Alagana. Listen, we all understand you're just trying to do what you think is best for the village. We do. You're going to have to accept sooner or later that nothing lasts forever. I was a fool to ever consider asking others for help. You can hardly expect your words to mean anything to those who live without hope. Yes, it's up to me to show you all how it's done. Why does he have to be so thick-headed? It feels like every interaction we have nowadays inevitably ends in a huge kerfluffle. He has this nasty tendency of refusing to speak to me for hours after a fight as well. I'm truly sorry to involve you in this, but do you think you could talk to him in my stead? I don't know, I think he hates me too. Just a thought, but I think he also hates me. Girl makes me wonder if I spouted so much gibberish at her age. Come to hear a story, have you? Oh, I'll tell you a story, my friend. A tale of a time when the quarry was the heart of Alagana. Yes, those were the days. It didn't matter how long you spent quarrying away, there was always more stone to be cut, people willing to pay for it. The industry supported many a family, let me tell you. There were even some days when I'd take the cold, hard floor of the quarry as my bed instead of going home. Why, the only thing keeping me going half of the time were the work songs we used to sing. By Rogger, that's bloody it! The villagers hear those work songs once more, they're sure to change their minds about the quarry. Bet you're glad you were here to see the very moment I saved our village from ruin. The sound of the quarry. Finished coming to terms with just how inspired my new plan is. Anyone that's held a hammer and chisel knows the wonders a good work song can do. After you'd been singing for a while, your swings start to match the song's rhythm and everything falls naturally into place. You can work for hours and hours without even realizing it. Hammer in one hand, chisel in the other, cutting up rocks to bring home to mother. Rocks become Gil, Gil becomes a house. Our hearts the quarry has, no need for a spouse. And the song meanders along in a similar vein after that. The ending, however, is quite something. Speckled stones, edge of the lair. Sell not this stone to a kindly pair. Nay, search for the pebble. A young maiden rebels. That's how it finishes. Speckled stone, edge of the lair refers to changing patterns and adorn the rock down deep underground. The rocks closest to the edge of each layer are the most brittle you see. That part of the song exists as a warning to never sell on inferior rock stone. Although you struggle to find a quarrier that doesn't know as much, no, it is the nay, search for the pebbles, young maiden rebels part I find curious. believe it's referring to a jewel of some kind. After all, you'd hardly give a young lass any old pebble you just happen to find. No, only the finest jewels would do. I was able to somehow take a gander at the stone mentioned in the song. Probably impossible, mind you. The closest fissure where I could stand a chance to find it it's right next to an Imperial stronghold. That being said, I might be able to find something if I had you to keep me safe from harm. Accompany me, Arya. I'm sure you'll enjoy the journey. Oh boy. West of the Ziggurat. Here we go again. Seems I was right to bring you along. The place is swarming with those rats. Try searching the surroundings for any that might happen to be lying in wait for us. I trust you know what to do when you come across one. Alright, had to do a slash back in there. Fine work, Arya. I suppose it's time for me to do my part. Feast your eyes on this ore, Arya. Popped right out when I chiseled away along one of the layers of rock. My guess is it could be used to craft quite a fetching jewel. I'll hurry back to the village and set about examining it in further detail. Alright, back to Adlagana. Arya, sad to say, it seems we were on a fool's errand. 'Twas no ore that we found, but a crystal fragment of incredibly low purity. Only the most naive of barons would rejoice upon finding this shiny piece of rubbish. Speckled stone, edge of the lair. Sell not the stone to a kindly pair. Must have been referring to this. Grandfather, is that perhaps chance a line from the song that begins with hammer in one hand, chisel in the other? Indeed it is, but why do you know that? Father used to sing it to me in lieu of a lullaby. It's one of my most precious memories from the short time we were able to spend together. Indeed, your father was a fine courier. Not a day passes that I don't rue his death at the hands of those bastards from Garlemald. We never even had the chance to work together. He chose to apprentice under another teacher, said he didn't want me going easy on him. But enough about the past. We had been using the song as a guide to find stones of value, but the spinner still yet the smile on us. Have you forgotten, Grandfather? There's another version of the song, one which might lead you in the right direction. Another? Why, yes, there was another version, wasn't there? It's been so long since I last sung it, I'd completely forgotten. Don't suppose you remember the lyrics. Of course I do. All my memories of Father are as vivid as ever. That's my girl. You hear that, Arya? There's hope yet. Oh, boy. Spooky Stone. Ooh. I do recall Father saying that this version of the song wasn't especially popular. However, it was always his favorite. Certainly the one he sang most often to me. Ah, that's the right of it. The quarry would echo for days with workers belting out the version. I know. I'll probably still be singing it when I'm dead. Can't say I'm too surprised that's all you remember, Grandfather. It's only the end of the second version that actually differs from the first. Speckled stone, edge of the lair. Sell not this stone to a kindly pair. Nay, search it for the pebbles, young maiden rebels. Between this world and the next, 'tis there the stones collect, trade them on, our ancestor song. So stone worth selling is located somewhere between this world and the next, eh? Must admit, I never really thought about it much as a child, but the song's lyrics are a bit eerie, aren't they? Aye, that part about our ancestors is quite morbid. Do you reckon it might be referring to Hidden Tear? Suppose that did used to have a graveyard, didn't it? I don't imagine there are too many people that have cause to visit the area these days. I should not hope. Ever since the Empire banned us from making offerings to the deceased, I've heard an increasing number of stories saying that beings not of this earth stalk the place. I love nothing more than to pop over right now and quickly see if the stone we need can be found. But something tells me it won't be that easy. What say you, Arya? Can I count on your aid one last time? I'm this invested. My thanks. This is our last chance, and I do not intend to fail. Alright, where are we going? Hello there. I may have taken this shortcut. Right, Arya, would you mind checking the area to see if everything's safe before I go any further? If you happen to see anything funny, like Buckaboo, just take care of it for me. I'll get to work once it's certain this area is safe. Like, Buckaboo that's still sitting right here. At least it's Buckaboo and not one of the A's. That would be a bit more of an issue. 'Cause I couldn't just do that. Alright, so there should be 3 destinations. Of course, this guy's right here on top of one of them. Oh, this thing actually kind of hits hard. What the heck? Alright. That's one. Why is there another one over there? Not fair. Oh, goodness me. Why are they not closer together? Why aren't they moving? Thank you. Hi, computer. Do you want to reclaim the frames? No. Really tentative, yo. Yeah, of course the other 2 are down below. The only presence you sense in this area is your own. Other side if I stop getting stuck on, well, everything. Again, only presence you sense is your own. So let's go report back. You're still in one piece. Things certainly seem to be a bit safer now. By all means, go on ahead back to Alagana. You have my word that I'll deliver this time. Please go and put sweet love at ease. I bet she's worried sick by now. Okay, hopefully, cross fingers, this is the end of it. We are running a little long now. Ah, Arya, but wait, where is... Oh, what a relief to hear he is unharmed. Although, I will struggle to truly relax until he is back with us safe and sound. Grandfather is so foolhardy, not a moment goes by that I do not worry for him. You're acting like I'm already in the grave, my love. I can assure you, there's nothing to worry about here. I found what we were after in no time. Assuming there's more to be had, we'll be able to start trading with the goldsmiths of Ul'dah. As of course, assuming the day where free of the Empire actually comes. I'm beginning to think our ancestors made Hidden Tear into a graveyard on purpose, as a form of protection in case the quarry ever ceased providing for us. After all, who do you know that goes to filing a graveyard in search of riches? Besides me, of course. Regardless, that's the only reason I can think of for them hiding the fact in a work song. Take a look for yourself, sweet love. It's stunning. When I gaze upon it, I almost dare to believe that there could be a brighter future for our village. fine chunk of war indeed. I imagine we can make a fair amount of coin where the villagers band together and mine the rest of the supply. Why didn't you say so sooner you were going after such treasure? I would have been much more interested in your ramble rather than what you had to say. It's all thanks to your efforts, grandfather. Never once did you give up, even in the face of strong opposition from a certain granddaughter. I couldn't be more proud. Honestly, I was just so used to living in despair that I couldn't bring myself to believe that there might be a way out. I'll be more than glad to join you the next time you go quarrying, Sawyer. Thank you for all the kind words. Here's to bringing Alagana back to its former glory. Up until now, I'd always wished you would just retire and spend your golden years in peace. But it seems you're much better suited to keeping active. Took you long enough to realize life's not the same unless I have a chisel in hand. I hope your throats are nice and warmed up because it's time for some singing. And quarrying, of course. Yay, we did it! They're all happy now. Arya, a hearty thanks for everything you've done for our village. You can leave the rest to us now. We'll do just fine if we have each other. The best of luck to you in all your future endeavors. Yay, we did it! They're all happy now. Alright. No! No! Why is there another quest? I did not approve of this! Rat bandits! Hello there, friend. Don't suppose you have time to help a man in his hour of need? I'd come here to buy minerals that was meant to resupply the resistance with. The only problem is, I was robbed of all of my guild by Kakuran bandits on the way here. Who's going to use a merchant that can't deliver the goods he claims to sell? Please head to Momorune's milk and take back my money. Once you've collected my guild, give it to a man by the name of Ansgar in this village. He's the one I had to procure the minerals for me. In the meantime, I'll head back to Rocker's Reach and ask them to wait a little longer for their order. Bring the minerals to me as soon as you have them. Oh my god, it's down there. Okay, so instead of turning left to go to where I was, let's go ahead and head up this ramp and hope that this will get me where I need to go. I think this will also get me to my current that's up here. Just have to avoid some rude suits. I think there's also a hunt spawn point up here, so I have to watch out for that too. 148 east. Hold on, sorry, I forgot my directions. Alright, the hunt. There's no hunts up here, so that's good. Oh, hey, is the quest actually where the current is? Oh my goodness me. Almost. Almost. You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. It worked. Didn't see me. Nope. Nope. Grab this. Alright, let's go back to Alagana. Actually, hold on. Aether compass. 330. Hold on. Is this in the paths or is this somewhere else? I have to go look since I'm in this area. Southwest. I have a bad feeling it's up there. This area is kind of a pain in the butt, so shoot. No. Cannot get it. Ah! Yeah, it's up there. Darn it. Okay. I tried. True. Hello there, lass. Do you have business with me? The merchant who ordered the minerals asked you to bring me his payment? I take it you must have reclaimed his guilt from those pesky Kakaran. You have my thanks. I was not best pleased when I heard he would be late in paying me. Here are his minerals. Get them to him as quickly as possible. No doubt he's worrying himself sick. Swear to God. There's another quest that comes up. Hi, luckless merchant. Please be the end so we can call it good. Minerals, do you have them? Oh, I'm positively indebted to you. At last, I can fulfill the Resistance's order. Frankly speaking, the minerals found around Alagana aren't of the best quality, but I can't help but want to support a struggling village. They've been through so much. I will need to be careful I do not go the same way as their quarry. I have made a point of not hiring protection when traveling to save on money, but I'm not much use to anyone if I'm robbed of all my gil. Here, take this as a token of my thanks. Here's some gil. No more quests here. Okay, I think we can actually call it good here. I can head to Costrum Orion's and prepare for speaking with Lise. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps her keep being content like this and more. You can find links for that in the description. I don't see any quests yet. You can find links for that in the description along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!